Pavel Durov is not your typical tech billionaire. He is a man who challenged governments, lost control of his own company, and willingly gave up power to protect something most people don't even think about: privacy, and in a world where every click, every message, and every piece of data is monitored. His story feels less like a business journey and more like a rebellion against the system itself. Because what he built was not just an app, but a digital fortress that even the most powerful institutions struggle to break. From a young age, Pavel Durov was already different, growing up in a highly intellectual family. He developed a deep passion for programming and problem-solving, which eventually led him to create VKontakte, better known as VK, a social media platform that rapidly became the dominant network in Russia, often compared to Facebook, but tailored perfectly to the local culture. Within just a few years, VK attracted tens of millions of users, turning Durov into one of the youngest and most influential tech entrepreneurs in the country. But as his influence grew, so did the attention from powerful figures who saw his platform not just as a business, but as a tool that could shape public opinion and control information. The turning point came when the Russian government began demanding access to user data and pushing for censorship of certain political groups. But Durov refused to comply, making a decision that would define his entire life. Instead of protecting his position and wealth, he chose to protect his users, openly challenging authority in a way that few tech leaders would ever dare to do. This defiance triggered a chain reaction, as political pressure intensified and allies within his company turned against him, eventually leading to a hostile takeover that stripped him of control over VK, forcing him to leave behind the very platform he built from nothing, transforming him overnight from a celebrated innovator into a digital exile with no company, no country, and no safety net. But losing everything did not break him. It gave him a new purpose. After leaving Russia, Durov began working on a new project that would reflect his core beliefs, and that project became Telegram, a messaging app designed from the ground up with privacy as its foundation. Unlike traditional platforms, Telegram introduced strong encryption, minimal data collection, and a strict refusal to cooperate with government surveillance requests. As a result, it quickly gained popularity among users who valued security and freedom, spreading across countries and cultures at an incredible pace, turning into one of the most downloaded messaging apps in the world, and more importantly, a symbol of resistance in the digital age. As Telegram grew, so did the controversy surrounding it. Governments around the world began to see it as a threat because of its inability to be controlled. Some accused it of enabling illegal activities due to its strong privacy protections, while millions of users defended it as one of the last platforms where free speech still existed. This created a global conflict where Telegram stood at the center of a much larger debate. Should technology prioritize safety and regulation, or freedom and privacy? And through it all, Durov remained consistent, refusing to compromise his principles even under intense pressure, reinforcing his image as one of the most defiant figures in modern tech. What makes Pavel Durov truly unique is not just what he built, but how he lives and what he believes. Unlike many billionaires who embrace luxury and public attention, he maintains a minimalist lifestyle, avoids media appearances, and focuses almost entirely on his mission. He has often spoken about the importance of independence, self-discipline, and freedom, arguing that true innovation cannot exist in an environment controlled by governments or corporations. His philosophy goes beyond technology. It is about giving individuals control over their own lives and data, even if that means standing alone against some of the most powerful forces in the world.